What's going on, everybody? I am Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred, and this is my non-spoiler review for Deadpool and Wolverine, the final movie in the Deadpool trilogy. Now, if it's your first time here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a like on this video if you enjoy with the content you see here, man. Be sure to leave a comment. I really appreciate that. It helps the algorithm. A lot of you know me from Collider, Christian Harloff's channel, The Schmodown, from Revolt, from Disney, on Sydney to the Max, all sorts of places, right? I'm here building my channel out, so I really appreciate every single person that's on here and riding with me. When Blurs in the Hood, of course, I can't leave that out. So this is going to be my non-spoiler review. It won't be super long because I feel like I need to be able to talk about this fully to really go at it. So as you're seeing this today, come back on Sunday. I will have a full spoiler review of the movie, and then I can really dive super deep. But I just got out of the movie, so I want to get all my thoughts out as best I can, just so I can, while it's still fresh and whatnot. So first and foremost, I said this in a tweet, unfortunate tweet that said Hugh Jackson and not Hugh Jackman, because I missed the typo, and I'm not paying for Twitter. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, Sean Levy, it is very clear that the three of them are the type of artists that are going to put their entirety into a project, their heart, their soul, their passion. It's clear how much Ryan loves this character. It's clear how much Hugh loves this character. This to me was a genuine, just heartfelt love letter to these characters that have brought both of these guys alive, especially Hugh. This is the movie, this is the character, this is the character that has really put him on the map. And you could see that and what he was doing throughout. There's a lot of, Wolverine always has a lot of anger, that berserker rage. The anger in him when those moments he's allowed to show that. But it also felt very interesting that, like, him obviously needing to walk away from the character after Logan, the emotional toll that it took on him to not only be in this role, but to be done with the role. So you got to see him kind of really get this opportunity to give it another goodbye in a different way and really express the ways in which it affected him not being Wolverine anymore. For Ryan, he has talked about it multiple times about this is his dream character. He loves comics, but this was the character that he really loved, and he hated how it got dealt with in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and so being able to do it properly, this was just fantastic. And then Sean Levy, between, you know, Fall Guy and Real Steel and all that, has just proven that he is a fantastic director. And to watch the three of them just cook, and they fucking cooked, man. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, first and foremost, very similar to James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy, Ryan has done an excellent job with his team pairing songs that just fit perfectly. If you saw Blake Lively's TikTok that she put out to promote the movie, talking about her husband, show me that you're, you know, married to Deadpool, or that Deadpool's married to a millennial woman, without telling me that.
Tell me Deadpool's married to a millennial girl in real life without telling me.
I wonder what gang I'll be in. Is there like a sorting hat?
Do you want to build a sorting hat? Hey, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I'm just surprised anyone would date you, especially Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony.
Nice fake o'clock shadow.
It's a summer balayage. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret.
They say millennials are the hardest to reach.
I have never felt more seen.
And so, like, there's little moments in there. I won't give anything away from that. Again, this is non-spoiler, but there are some perfectly chosen songs. There's an awesome choreographed fight dance sequence that is great. There's plenty of fights put to music. You're gonna love that Like a Prayer does get used again, so it's not just the trailer. It's used in a perfect moment, honestly. The cameos, oh my god, this is why I need to get to the spoiler review. The cameos were fantastic. Now, there are people that have been jacked into this, no pun intended, for a long time, myself included, but even there were some that I missed, and that's partly because I try and know as much as I need to do capes and cows, to be as much of an expert on this as I can be, to be able to talk about it in the space and whatnot. But I like to keep some stuff away from my brain. So unless they are like announced on like Variety on the front page, I try not to go digging them out unless it's a topic we're talking about on the show. And I'm really glad that there's a few that both A, did not leak to the press, And B, again, the people that really from jump were trying to look for that, they maybe knew, and I heard some people talk about that when they came out. But even knowing that, some of these cameos were just so well done that it was magical. It genuinely was, and it was one of those things. I said this in my out of the theater reaction. This movie in particular really felt like taking 20 years of good, bad, ugly, of films that shaped our child, 25 years at this point, 24, 25 years, but like helped shaped our childhood. So the way that No Way Home did that with the Spider-Man film, so bringing back all those villains, bringing back Toby, bringing back Andrew, I guess that's your only spoiler if you haven't seen No Way Home by now, and finding a way to bring them in and let them have an emotional moment and not have it just be super gimmicky. Sure, it's a gimmick, but it didn't feel gimmicky, if that makes sense. The same could be said about cameos in general, which is funny because Ryan makes a comment about that, or Deadpool makes a comment about that at one point. But every single one of the characters that is there that shows up from these previous Marvel movies, it was definitely earned. And yes, you're pulling on the nostalgia strings. Yes, it's the member berries type situation, but again, it's done well. It's done in a way that like feels satisfying, and more specifically, you have some of these cameos when these various characters show up. Their main goal, and this is not really a spoiler, but their theme, you could say, would be about saying goodbye, about finishing the fight is what's there, and you'll see what that means when you actually get in there. But everybody killed it. Even some of the more serious characters from these Marvel films were still serious, but had awesome comedic moments. And I just gotta say, there was a lot of like hopes and dreams and wishes that people have had for stories and characters and fights. All of that gets to happen at one point or another. You're gonna, if there was something you've cared about from the Fantastic Four to the X-Men to Daredevil and Elektra to any single thing that Fox has had its hands on, they're gonna give you something. And again, we knew that because in the trailers and all that, there you see the 20th Century Fox looks like it's in like a graveyard Mad Max world, and you'll get to understand what that means when you get in there. What would I recommend for anybody watching this before going to the movie, just for context? Watch as much of the Fox stuff as you can. Watch literally as much as you can. As far as any MCU stuff, we know, again, from the trailers that the TVA is involved. So if you have time to brush up on some Loki, I would say both seasons preferably, but that's a lot of TV to watch before this is all said and done. Definitely do that. And then other than that, I would just say, really just dive into the characters and the stories that make you happiest. Again, and I'm focusing specific on the Fox stuff. There's some MCU stuff. We're not going to really get into that. That's too much. The main thing you need to know is just pay attention to Loki. But go rewatch them. You can even start here on my channel. I actually have the card should go up right here. Whatever the fuck. Go watch my Marvel Fox, rewatches or first watches in some cases. But I will honestly say, like, again, this movie did a way of taking some of the worst stuff and actually giving a great payoff, and some of the best stuff and just making it feel more in depth. And like, there's even an awesome mid-credit, like, how the credits will be rolling and they'll play like a montage thing on the side. There's a really, really just like very genuine and very sweet tribute to everything that the Fox Marvel universe was. And I really appreciated that, because you get to see young actors, and directors and whatnot just talking about their experience. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff you've seen and all that, all brought into one place. And you got to see how they really did make a family out of all this. And it was very beautiful. It really was. Action sequences, hella on point. Absolutely loved it. Cassandra Nova as a character, fucking hysterical, super creepy. I know plenty about Cassandra from the comics. I love a lot of the storylines. They're very weird, but I enjoy them. And she is just fucking insane, but so well done in this movie for sure. And then other than that, I'm trying to think I already talked about the music. The story is pretty well done too. I think that a little convoluted at times, but like they kept the premise pretty simple, as has been again described in the trailers. Deadpool's world is in trouble. That's where, if you know about the TVA, you're aware of the sacred timeline and you're aware of what all those implications are and things like that. Again, not going to dive into it because I don't want to tell you too much, but that's why I'm saying go check out Loki and the TVA so you know more about it. And yeah, that is going to be pretty much it. So if I had to rate it, I'd probably give the movie a 4.7. I give it a 4.7, like a very, very high grade. A 94. So like, yeah, that's like a solid A. It just really, really well done. I got to give my hat off to Ryan Reynolds and to Hugh Jackman and to Sean Levy and everybody that's been a part of this. Thank you for an awesome trilogy. Thank you for, an awesome, like, I think like any relationship, man, again, good, bad, and ugly. The highs were high, the lows were low, but this rising tide lifts all boats. And that's exactly what this felt like. This was a beautiful way to say goodbye. So thank you so much to the team that did that. And I want to know what you think. What are you looking forward to the most? Oh, I had some people in my Out of the Theater reaction asking me all sorts of stuff. If Spider-Man's in it, if Taylor Swift is in it. Again, Disney's made it very clear they don't want anything spoiled in that regard. I appreciate them for allowing me to go to the press screening. So, I am not going to tell you a goddamn thing because you ain't going to fuck my shit up. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. They out here giving out free, pocket buckets. You're not gonna wash it. I'm just playing. I should probably cut that out. I wonder if I'm gonna cut that out. Maybe I won't. It's a Deadpool thing. People know this isn't for children. But yeah, I genuinely want to know what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to. You will not hear anything from me about who or what is in this until we get to Sunday. So please come on back on Sunday once you had a chance to see it, or if you don't care about spoilers at that point, that will give everybody the weekend, get a chance to check it out. Also, please check me out over on the Christian Harloff channel for Capes and Cows. This Friday, I'll be doing my non-spoiler discussion with Christian and Coy, and then come Monday, we'll be doing a spoiler discussion on Capes, a special edition of Capes and Cows as well. So you want to check all of that out. And again, as I said earlier in the video, if you're new to the channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I drop new content, and go ahead and hit the like button and let me know what you think. So for those of you that are going to be at Comic-Con, have an awesome time. For those of you that are going to wait for this movie, I will still be putting out my Fox rewatches. I'm trying to get them all out as quickly as possible before Deadpool comes out, but they might be bleeding into the weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So with that, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Much love to each and every one of you. Enjoy Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.